Hi, welcome back to SQL Database Administration Hub. Today, we're exploring Query Store, one of the most powerful performance analysis features Microsoft has ever added to SQL Server. If you're not using Query Store yet, this video will change that. Let's get into it. Query Store was introduced in SQL Server 2016 and has been improving with every version since. It's essentially a flight recorder for your queries, automatically capturing query text, execution plans, and runtime statistics over time so you can analyze performance trends, identify regressions, and even force specific execution plans when a query suddenly starts performing poorly. In this video, we'll cover what Query Store captures and how to enable it, how to use it to identify performance regressions, and how plan forcing works and when to use it. Query Store must be enabled per database. To enable it, right-click your database in SSMS, select Properties, go to the Query Store page, and set the operation mode to read-write. Alternatively, use TSQL, alter database SalesDB set Query Store on.
Query Capture Mode Auto. Size-Based Cleanup Mode Auto. Let's walk through the key settings. Data Flush Interval Seconds controls how often in memory.
Operation mode read write. Data flush interval seconds 900. Interval length minutes 60. Max storage size MB 1000.
Query Store data is written to disk. 15 minutes is a reasonable default. Interval length minutes defines the aggregation window for runtime statistics. 60 minutes means stats are summarized hourly. Max storage size MB limits how much space. Start with 1 GB and adjust based on your environment. Query Capture Mode set to auto means Query Store focuses on capturing queries that are significant to performance rather than every single trivial query, which keeps storage usage manageable. In SQL Server 2022, Query Store is enabled by default for new databases, reflecting how mature and essential this feature has become. Query Store's most valuable built-in report is the Regressed Queries report. A regression is when a query that previously ran well suddenly starts performing poorly, usually because SQL Server chose a different, worse execution plan. To access the Query Store reports, expand your database in SSMS, expand Query Store, and you'll see several pre-built reports. The Regressed Queries report shows queries where recent performance is significantly worse than historical performance.
For each regressed query, you can see all the execution plans that have been used for that query, when each plan was first used, and the runtime statistics for each plan.
This makes it immediately obvious when a plan change caused a regression. You can see the before plan, the after plan, and the performance difference in the same view. You can also use TSQL to query the Query Store data directly. For example, to find the top 10 queries by average duration over the last 24 hours.
Select top 10 Q query ID, Qt query SQL text, avgrs.average duration as av duration ms, sum rs count executions as total executions. From SES Query Store Query Q.
Join SysS Query Store Query Text Qt on Q Query Text ID Qt Query Text ID. Join SES Query Store Plan P on Q Query ID P T.re ID.
Join SysS Query Store Rhyme Stats Interval RSI on RX Time Stats Interval idle RSAR or Runtime Stats Interval I died, where RS start time going Cloud Query Ishin Corrects DSC.
Plan forcing is Query Store's most powerful feature. When a query is suffering from a regressed plan, you can tell SQL Server to always use a specific, previously good plan, regardless of what the optimizer would choose on its own. In the SSMS Query Store reports, identify the query with the regression. Find the plan that was performing well before the regression, and click the Force Plan button. From that point forward, SQL Server will use that plan every time the query executes. You can also force a plan with TSQL. EGCSP Query Store Force Plan, a query ID 42, a planid 7. Plan forcing is an excellent emergency fix. It restores performance immediately while you investigate the root cause of why the optimizer stopped choosing the good plan.
Common root causes include statistics updates that change cardinality estimates, parameter sniffing issues after a plan cache clear, or schema changes that affected the optimizer's choices.
Important, plan forcing is a temporary measure, not a permanent solution. Once you've fixed the underlying root cause, by updating statistics, fixing a parameter sniffing issue, or adjusting an index, unforce the plan and let the optimizer choose freely again. In SQL Server 2022, intelligent query processing includes automatic plan correction,
which can detect regressions and force better plans automatically without DBA intervention.
and that's Query Store for performance analysis. To recap, Query Store is a flight recorder for your queries that captures text, plans, and runtime statistics automatically over time. The Regressed Queries report shows you when a query's performance has declined and exactly which plan change caused it. And plan forcing lets you lock a query to a known good execution plan immediately, buying you time to fix the root cause properly. Query Store is now one of the first tools I reach for when investigating query performance problems. Enable it on all your production databases and let it collect data. The insights it provides are invaluable. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I'll see you there.
Generous Academy.